Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we are going to install and review my new cell phone signal booster. And it's going to replace my old one that no longer works. So I'll give you a little background in case you're new to the channel. So I built this cabin back in 2012. I wanted a little bit of communication with the outside world for emergencies and so on. I'm right on the fringe of cell phone service, so I can get like no service or one bar usually, sometimes two, but not very often. Anyways, so I bought this one. This is called a Signal Fixer. I just got this off of Amazon. It was a cheap Chinese knockoff type of signal booster. I really didn't know if it was going to work, so I didn't want to spend a lot of money. And I got this one and I hooked it up and it worked great. Worked great for a few years. It's only 3G, but it did work good for a few years and I was able to get decent signal out here. But then it quit working. So I haven't really had anything now for about almost 2 years. And anyways, last year I hurt myself down here and I basically had to lay here for 7 hours before I could get out of here. It was not fun times, and kind of made me realize that, you know, I probably should have some kind of way to communicate with the outside world just in case of emergencies. And anyways, I was going to buy one of these. This year anyways, this summer, but I didn't have to because I got this for Christmas. Yep. My mom got this for me. Probably worried about me being down here without any way to, you know, call for help or get a hold of the outside world. So she got me one for Christmas. So yeah, without any further ado, let's open this box up and see what we got inside. All right. So she bought this in Canada, actually. So you can see here, she bought this at a place called the Cabin Depot Off-Grid Living Solutions in Lincoln, New Brunswick. So let's see what's inside. Aha, there we go. Should be everything we need. Instructions. Who needs those, right? All the usual, blah, blah, blah. So this does come with an antenna, and this is the exterior antenna. This is a panel antenna. Now, I currently have an antenna already installed because I put one in when I installed the old one. But it's a different type of antenna. It's a directional antenna, not a panel antenna. I'm not really sure right now if there's a difference. I don't know if this one is better, but right now, I'm not, it's winter, it's snowy and icy, and I'm not really keen to climb up on the roof and change out antennas if I don't have to. So I'm going to take you outside and I'm going to show you what I currently have. Well, let's do that right now. All right, so there's the antenna that's already installed. It's just a directional antenna, and it is pointed at the closest cell tower. Anyways, there's no way I'm getting up on that roof with all the snow and ice to change that antenna, so we're going to use this one. All right, so okay, as you can tell, I'm not going to get up there on that roof. I'm not going to risk it by myself down here. Maybe if I had somebody down here to help me, I might try it, but I'm not going to do it by myself. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try this booster with the antenna that's currently installed. If it doesn't work, then I'll get somebody to come down and watch me while I get up on the roof and change this out another time. So I'll put that aside. So what else do we have? This is the inside antenna. And this is the actual booster. Here. brackets and hardware for mounting the antenna outside. I already have that in place. Power supply. Step 4, power supply. Okay, put that on. No. And lots of coax cable. So that's it. That's what's inside the box. Everything you need. Okay, well, this is the important stuff right here. This is actually what's going to make it work. Now, what's interesting is the old one that I had is all one piece. So it was the antenna and the booster all in one unit. Whereas this one, it's two separate units. The indoor antenna and the booster are separate. And the instructions say that they have to be at least 18 inches apart. So maybe that allows for a better signal. I don't know. The other thing about it is the old one, see all these little switches? You actually had to, once you installed this, you actually had to fine tune this. You had to tune this yourself to get it to work, to get the best signal. And what I like about the new one is it doesn't have that. It's self-tuning. And that's the way it should be. So, have that, okay. Oh, the other thing about it, of course, is this is 3G only. This is 4G and LTE. I believe, check the box. See if we can get the, see that on the box. So this is good for 3G, 4G, and LTE, up to 1,500 square feet, and the max gain of 60 decibels. All right. Well, let's hook it up, see what happens. All right, guys, change of plans. I am going up on the roof. I am going to switch out the antenna, mostly because the cables are different. The cable that's coming in off of that one, it's a great big sucker. I don't know. I'm not an expert in these cables, but this one is a standard coax RG6, and that one is not. So I'm going to switch these out, but it's fine. I don't think it's any big deal. If I fall, call 911 for me. Thanks. All right, there's the old one. Let me get up here. All right, there's the old one. It wasn't a big deal. Let's see if I can get this on the video. So this bracket just held that in place. So I just switched it out, used the same bracket, put the new antenna on, and you can see the difference in the cable. That's RG6, and that is, I don't know what, I think it's coax. I'm not an expert. It doesn't really say on it. I don't know what that means. One of you guys watching probably knows what the difference is, but I don't. Anyways, so that's done. Now I'm just going to run this cable down through this pipe and then into the cabin. By the way, we have a nice view here up above from the roof. All right, let's get this done. Okay, it's installed, and if anybody's wondering, all I did was use some fasteners to hold it in place and ran it down the other side of the back room, and the roof was not slippery. It was snow packed and no problems. All right, next. All right, now I'm going to run it through the cabin so you can see I already have it here, and they sent this neat little piece with the kit. You can see it's flexible, so it's meant for doors or windows or whatever, and you can just close the door on it. Now I'm gonna have to better position and everything. I'm just got it there for now to show you, but yeah, so then I'm just gonna run the other piece of cable in through the back room and into the main part of the cabin, and we should be in business. Okay guys, it's the next day. I finished the installation yesterday, but I wanted to wait a day to fully test it before I said anything more about it. So I think we're ready to go, so let's have a look. By the way, the installation is easy. Once you get inside the cabin, it's pretty much a piece of cake. Okay, so once you run your coax inside, it's very simple. You plug your coax into the booster, plug your booster into some power, and make sure the booster is connected to the indoor antenna, which is right there on that shelf for now. And you should be good to go. It's very simple. By the way, just this is not a permanent location. I just kind of sat this here for now because I wanted to test it, make sure everything's working correctly before I permanently mount it to the wall. So this is not permanently mounted right now. Also, I want to note that this unit gets very hot, and so did my other one. That's common for these things, these boosters. So wherever you do mount it, make sure you mount it somewhere where it's going to have some good air circulation around it. Anyways, just wanted to note that. Once you plug the booster in, these lights come on, and 4 green lights means everything is working perfectly. It means everything is good to go. If they're not all green, refer to the manual because there's only a few things that it could be. And you'll have to correct something to get it working, but everything worked good for me. Okay, down here is where it's plugged in, and I just wanted to show you this. Right now I have it plugged into my kilowatt meter. If you're not familiar with a kilowatt meter, it's a simple device. You can get them on Amazon. They're not very much. I think I paid like $10 or something, $10 or $12. I can't remember. And what it does is it measures the power consumption of a device. This is important for me, of course, because I run on solar, and I need to know how much power a device is consuming to make sure that it's going to be okay with my solar. So you can see that this device is only running just under 9 watts. And if we switch it over to amps, there we go. You can see that it's only drawing 0.15 amps. This device is not using much power. It's not going to affect my solar any. Okay, so enough yakking. What's the verdict? The verdict is definitely thumbs up. Worked perfectly. As soon as I plugged it in, I was instantly connected to 4G LTE. I had, I think, 3 bars, and it worked great. I can't show you my phone because my phone is my camera, but I can show you this screenshot. And as you can see on the screenshot, when I did the screenshot, I was at 4 bars of LTE, 4G LTE. And this was last night, and last night it stayed anywhere from 2 bars to 4 bars 4G LTE. So that was really good. Even at 2 bars of LTE, it was no problem to watch YouTube videos, do everything I wanted to do online. No problems at all. One thing I did notice last night, though, it did kind of jump sometimes back and forth between the LTE and the 3G. And when it did go to 3G mode, it was at 5 bars. It was still good. I was able to check the weather, check the news, and YouTube, though, was a little, the video quality wasn't really all that great, but other than that, it was okay. And I even made a phone call, and it was on when it was connected to 3G, 5 bars. first person I called, of course, called my mom, told her it worked 100%. She was very happy. And we talked for about 20 minutes. No drop connections. She said I was crystal clear. She was crystal clear. And that was the most important thing for me, is that I can actually have some communication out here. And yeah, so now why it jumps, I'm not 100% sure. I think it's because the 3G power, the band that 3G is on is I think it's more powerful than 4G LTE. In other words, it has a greater range. I mean, I'm not an expert on that. If one of you guys are, drop me some comments below, but I think that's why. And it'll try to get the 4G first, and if it can't get it, then it'll switch over to 3G. And that's fine. Like I said, it worked. Now today so far, we're almost at noon, and it's been all 3-4 bars LTE all morning. So I guess it just depends on, there's a lot of factors and probably that go into that, like the weather and how much usage it's getting and so on. So anyways, so to summarize, it works great. I'm very happy. Will it work for you? That's a good question. I think that, if you can get some signal wherever you are, then I think it will work for you. Again, here, without it, I was getting 0 bars to, 1 or 2 bars. Well, actually, let's have a quick look at the manual. So here's the manual. And by the way, so here's where it does tell you about the light patterns. But this is what we really want to look at right here. Focus in. So this is where I was. I was right here. And I measured that using a program called Network Cell Info, and that's just a little program you can get on your phone that measures the signal strength, and that's where I was before I turned it on. And now with the booster, I am here when it's on 4G LTE, and I am here when it switches over to 3G. So that's a big difference. So I'm very happy with that. Okay, so a couple other things to note, guys. I use another program called OpenSignal. That's another program you can get on your phone, an app. And basically what it does is it maps out the nearest cell phone towers, tells you which direction they are, so that you can adjust your antenna correctly and get it pointed at the tower. Also, I don't think it really matters how far away your tower is. I think what is really important is do you have a clear line of sight to that tower, and are you getting some signal strength? Because if you're getting some, then this is probably going to work. I'm kind of, I think, lucky here because I'm on an elevation. So the tower is on an elevation, and then the rest of the country kind of drops off, and then I'm up here on an elevation. If I was down here, I probably wouldn't be able, this probably wouldn't work. I probably wouldn't get any signal. So you got to have that clear line of sight to the tower. And also, not all towers are the same. Apparently some towers are more powerful than others in the signal that they put out. So again, your distance doesn't matter. It depends on the power of the tower. Another thing, I did want to give a shout out to another channel, AZ Off Grid. He sent me a link to his video, and he did a 1-year review. He installed the same product, this Wilson WeBoost, and for him it's working fantastic. He's very happy. So thanks for that, AZ. I appreciate the link to your video. Other than that, guys, that's it for this video for me. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you don't mind, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that support. Do leave me some comments below. Love reading them. Love hearing from you guys. And that's it for now. So, and hey, now that I have good signal, I'll be able to get your comments faster. So definitely leave me lots of comments. And we'll see you next time real soon back here at the cabin.